Britain announced a new deal to let Kyiv use $2 billion to buy 5,000 air defence missiles. The funds coming from UK Export Finance. Ollie Barrett has more on the summit talks at Lancaster House.
Keir Starmer opened this summit telling fellow leaders that this is a once-in-a-generation challenge and that they need to step up. And he concluded the summit saying that they've agreed to do just that.
First, we will keep the military aid flowing and keep increasing the economic pressure on Russia to strengthen Ukraine now. Second, we agreed that any lasting peace must ensure Ukraine's sovereignty and security, and Ukraine must be at the table. Third, in the event of a peace deal, we will keep boosting Ukraine's own defensive capabilities to deter any future invasion. Fourth, we will go further to develop a coalition of the willing to defend a deal in Ukraine and to guarantee the peace.
Keir Starmer also used this summit to announce another new military support package for Ukraine. London and Ukraine, France and a couple of other countries will now begin work on a possible peace plan that they can put to US President Donald Trump. And Keir Starmer insisting here at these talks that the US, in his view, remains a reliable ally. When it comes to what comes next, Keir Starmer says leaders need to meet more often to discuss issues around defence and Ukraine. He also reiterated that the UK is prepared to put troops on the ground in Ukraine in a peacekeeping force if there is to be any kind of peace deal. But he still believes that a peace deal would need some kind of American backstop. Ursula von der Leyen, the European Commission President, came out of the talks saying that Europe needs to rearm, in her words, urgently. And she says in the coming days she'll be coming out with a plan to do that.
We really have to step up massive the defense expenditure. And for that we need a clear, big plan from the European Union for the member states and, of course, for common European domains, like, for example, advanced air shields. We need a common European approach, but also the member states need more fiscal space to do a surge in defence.
The European Union leaders meet later in the week in Brussels. This will be a key part of their agenda when they do so. And Keir Starmer insists that the leaders who've gathered here today need to meet much more often in forums like this to talk about issues like Ukraine, but also ramping up their spending on defence. Ollie Barrett, CNA at Lancaster House in London.